So in the last section, we set up all the routes for the posts. In this section, we'll set up all the routes and the SQL queries for the comments. So we'll first start off with /API/post/comment2db, and we'll need our rec, res, and next arguments. And I'll go a little bit faster in this section since we basically did the same identical thing in the last section with the posts. So in the body of the arrow function, we need our const values. It'll be rec.body.comment, and then same thing for user ID, username, and post ID. And since this is a create operation, we do put pool.query and then insert into comments, and then comment user ID, username, and post ID. And then date created will just be created with the now function, and we're not getting the date from our front end. And then we'll set up our values in the same way we saw before, and comma, and then we pass in the values array, and then another comma, and then we need our qrest and qerror arrow function. And then in the same way we've been doing, we can just do response.json qrest.rows and then console.log the qerror. And we can work a little bit smart here and just copy this entire function and then paste it, and we can modify it for the put request. So now we can change the route from /API/post to /API/put. Then we will need our post ID as the third argument in the array. And then the last element in the array will be the CID, the comment ID, since that is what we will look up the comment with. And next we can refactor our SQL query from insert to update comments, and then we need the set keyword, and then we just set the column to the respective element in the array that matches that column. And again, this is all something we've seen before. And then we just use the where clause to do where CID equals $5. And then after that comma, we just pass in our values array, and then another comma, and then we have our query arrow function. And finally, we need our delete function. So we had the delete all post comments in the last section, and this function is just to delete a single comment. We're not deleting all the comments associated with the post. So we can start by changing the API/put to API/delete, and then we can get rid of values since we only need the CID, which is the comment ID. And then our SQL query is going to be delete from comments where CID equals $1, and then comma, and then we do the array with CID, and then another comma in our query arrow function. And again, since this is a delete, we're not getting any data back, we're just getting the response of the server status. And we can also just console.log qerror. And then our final route will be to get all the post comments. So let's just paste the function that we've been doing so far to save us some time. And again, this one's going to get all the comments associated with a post. And we can get rid of the CID because we will need the post ID, and it will be equal to the string of rec.query.postID. And then we have a very simple SQL query. It will be select star from comments where post ID equals $1. And again, this is just select all the comments from the comments table where the post ID matches the post ID we got from our React front end. And then comma, and we just pass in the post ID, and then comma and our usual arrow function. And we are, since this is a get request, we are expecting a response. In the response we access in the same way, rest.json qrest.rows. And this is it. This is all the routes and queries we need for having a usable forum for the comments and posts. And in the next section, we'll create express routes for saving the user profile data to the database.